Alright, so this next video is basically a continuation of my guesswork at what I think my favorite apostates types are. Last video was dealing with Myers-Briggs, and this video is going to be dealing with Enneagram. Now, Enneagram is a lot older than Myers-Briggs. Enneagram is really old, maybe even thousands of years old, or at least the framework of it is. And it's interesting because Myers-Briggs and the cognitive function seems to describe how people function. Enneagram does that too, but it also seems to kind of touch on how you became who you are. It talks, usually when you read in depth into it, it will describe basically how you formed into the person that you are. So I'll give you an example. For instance, I am a Counter-phobic 6. Now, I am an Enneagram 6, and an Enneagram 6 is the only type in the Enneagram that has a dual. It's like a Gemini, basically. You have a head side and a tail side. And I'm the tail side, the Counter-phobic 6, which is a lot rarer than the phobic 6. Phobic 6s will run from their fears. Counter-phobic 6s will have these fears, but they will just charge right into them like they're crazy. I think of Killmonger from Black Panther when I think of a Counter-phobic 6. He had no sense of self-preservation, and even though he felt fear, especially when they were coming to reclaim the kingdom, he just went all in, as a last-ditch effort. Famous Counter-phobic 6s are usually not very good. They're known for being crazy. Adolf Hitler. I talk about him from time to time. Adolf Hitler was very likely a Counter-phobic 6. The revolutionary Che Guevara, most people type him as a Counter-phobic 6. Enneagram 6s are very cautious. They're very not trusting. They are very ready to go into action at the slightest hint of fear or uprising. They're very likely to get involved and embroiled in revolutions. They're very security and safety oriented. They want to stand behind strong leaders and will either strongly support authority, like the phobic 6s, or they will go against authority in a revolutionary devil's advocate stance, and those would be the Counter-phobic 6s. But anyways, I'm going to talk about my favorite apostates, favorite ExJWs, and what their types are. I want to start with Germ, actually, because I actually left him out in the Myers-Briggs video, and I felt bad about that. Hey, Germ, I hope you're watching. You're awesome. I think that Germ is a 7, and I could be wrong about that, but Germ to me seems like a 7-wing 8, possibly, and I am a 6-wing 7, as far as I know. David Faber actually tested me, and I came up as an 8 on his test, but he said the way that I tested, that I would be a Counter-phobic 6 because Counter-phobic 6s are often confused with 8s. And so we struggle with doubt, we struggle with fear, we struggle with angst. But unlike the phobic 6s who will run from that when they see something or are directly confronted with something that they're terrified of, a Counter-phobic 6 will just go all out and just charge it and just go right off the cliff with it. They don't really have a sense of self-preservation. They're usually your sexual 6s, not your self-pres 6s, or your, these are subtypes, or the other one, I can't think of it right now. But, yeah, so Germ, I think, is a 7-wing 8. I also think he could possibly be a 9, although he doesn't seem to have 9 energy. 7 energy is very, excitable. It's all about storytelling. It's all about wanting everyone to just be happy and harmonious. So it's very energetic in that sense. Let's see. 6 energy is very cautious. It's very cautious. It's going to veer on the cautious side. A 6, you can usually see a 6 in the room because they're going to be very cautious of you. They're going to be wondering, okay, who is this? Counter-phobic 6s are going to be even more blatant about this behavior, and it'll be even more obvious. 6s, especially counter-phobic 6s, will just, they'll have an intensity and a nervous energy that will make you afraid that they are literally about to just react to you. And a lot of times, because of their fear, they are. When I think about a counter-phobic 6, I think about Batman Begins. He said, his father said to Bruce, he said, "Do you know why the bats attacked you? They attacked you because they were afraid of you. All creatures feel fear, Bruce." Bruce says, "Even the scary ones?" "Especially the scary ones." Counter-phobic 6s and 8s are kind of like those creatures to me. That's the type of energy that they just seem to have. All right, so now let's talk about one of my buddies, John from ExJW Analyzer. I think that he is a 5. He's very reserved. He is very in-depth with data and research. He is very reserved, introverted, and strategic in his approach. He doesn't let his emotions control him or get the best of him, at least not usually. These are your very controlled types. Their energy is going to be very straightforward. Hey, how you doing? Very, I would even say logical. Very reserved. They're going to be more inclined to kind of listen and take you in and examine you. So, let me see. Lloyd to me also comes off as a 5-wing 6. Because he seems to have a little bit of that 6 energy. But I think that Lloyd could possibly be a 5 as well. Getting back to Germ seems like he also might be a 3. 3s are very achievement driven. You think about somebody like Hillary Clinton. To me, they strike me as 3s, which I don't know if Germ completely has that kind of energy, but I'm just, spazzing on about it. But actually, Lloyd could be a 1. 1. When I think about 1s, I think about people like Martin Luther King. They were very dignified, very firm, very principled. 1s are like that. They have anger, but they're not going to let you see them bleed. And then you have 8s. I'm trying to think of who would be an 8 in the community. I can't think of an 8, but 8 energy is kind of like counter-phobic 6 energy, but without the fear. They don't give a shit. They'll just look at you like, what up? So they literally have no fear. I mean, not completely, but generally, yeah, they don't give a shit about you. I have 8 in my tri-type. I am a 4-8-6, or 6-8-4. Beth from Stop the Shunning. She comes off as a 2, maybe a 4, maybe a 2-wing 3, 2-wing 1. I'm not sure, but she could be a 5 actually. And see, I know Beth, so it's different. I see her all the time. Now, when I'm hanging with her, she's more laid back. Of course, in her videos, she takes on a much more, I would say, dignified and impressive stance. I don't know. I'm thinking 2 or 4 with her. See, because she has an artsy side. She's very into art. And a lot of 4s are very into art. I'm also into art. And I have 4 in my tri-type. Those would be your personality types like Prince, maybe Janet Jackson or Michael Jackson. 2s are very, very intimate, very friendly, very, very sexual, and very focused on feelings. So their energy is going to be very friendly and inviting. Hey, how are you? And a lot of females happen to be 2s. It's usually considered a very feminine type, just like 8s and 1s are considered a very masculine type. Let's see. So there is ENTP ExJW, a cool ass cat that I've been talking to lately. If you're watching, I think you probably are. First off, what's up, man? Second of all, I wonder if you might be a 2-wing 3, maybe a 7. I don't know. Help me out here. Maybe a 9. So, let's see. Who else? Who did I call out in the other video? Okay, ExJW critical thinker, actually. I think that Lady C is a 2 because she's very warm and very inviting. And hey, how are you guys doing? Very sweet, very friendly. That's 2 energy. I think that, you know, ExJW critical thinker, though, he seems like a 6. Now, he comes across as a phobic 6, which, like I said, they are much more common than counter-phobic 6s, which are your rogue, crazy-ass 6s. He is your security, strategic, prudent. Prudent, yeah. Prudent is a great word for phobic 6s. And so prudent 6s or phobic 6s usually fall into the 6-wing 5 category. They're usually a lot of SJs, a lot of ISFJs, a lot of ISTJs, which is what I think ExJW critical thinker is, fall into that category. Very cautious, very also very strategic. They're not prone to the recklessness and I would say grandiose thinking that counterphobic 6s are prone to, this idealistic, revolutionary type of stance. A lot of people take Malcolm X as an ESTP 1. I don't know about that, though. Sometimes he seems like a counterphobic 6 to me, too, because he actively went against what he feared. So let's see. What are other apostates that I think are cool as hell? I'm trying to think, and if I miss any of you guys, my apologies. Susan Gaskin, I think she's a 2. To me, she comes across as a 2. She has that friendly, warm energy with a sense of humor, which is very 2-ish. That kind of sweet, you know, lovable type of personality. Let me see. I'm trying to think of who else. I can't think of any other activists that I watch right off the cuff, which I'm very terrible at being off the cuff. Most of the time I just wing it. I just go for it. Face your fear. Jump off the cliff. Let's see here. Who else? You know, Victoria Glasgow. She's cool as shit. She types herself as an ESTJ. To me, she comes off as either a 1 or an 8. Because she also kind of exudes the badass, you know, fuck what you think, I don't give a fuck what you think type of mentality. Which is something that I like about her. I think that's real cool. She has the whole, you know, I don't really give a shit what you think about me vibe. And she doesn't. Let's see. Daniela Rockford. What the hell are you? Maybe a 2, maybe an 8. To quote her, she's a feisty bitch. She might be an 8-wing 7. Very aggressive, very just in your face. Confrontational if need be, does not make any apologies for it or give a flying shit what you think. She's just going to let you have it if she thinks you're being an asshole or a bitch. Something I kind of like about her. There is one who is on my moderator team. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't know if she wants me to mention her name, but I think she is your classic 5-wing 6 or 6-wing 5. Very smart, very strategic, gives very calm, level-headed, in the middle of the road advice, which is very 5-wing 6, 6-wing 5, phobic 6, Enneagram 5 type of behavior. So, and I want to thank you for the amazing advice that you give me, because you're constantly giving me incredible advice, and I appreciate you for that. Telltale, what the hell are you, man? maybe a 5-wing 6, 6-wing 5. Who the hell are the 9s? You don't see a lot of 9s. 9s are very mellow. 9s are very chill, very peacekeeping. I might do another video on this later, but to break it down, Enneagram 1s are very structured. They are aggressive, but they are aggressive in a very principled way. They're also strategic. 2s are very friendly, warm, inviting, all about sensuality, getting to know people on the emotional level. They're all about relationships. 3s are all about achievement and being achievement driven. They're very goal oriented. 4s are very deep and artistic, very eccentric. 5s are very intelligent, methodical, strategic, smart, introverted, knowledge oriented. 6s are truly the flip of the coin. They can be very security oriented, structured, prudent, cautious, or also incredibly violent, rebellious, and aggressive, and even reckless and dangerous. 7s are very wild and free, very big into entertainment and fun, and living life on the edge and just being carefree and enjoying life. 8s are all about having a strong stance. They're about making sure that you do not control them. Very defiant, very combative, all about stance and standing their ground. And 9s are the peacekeepers, who are all about peace, harmony, and wanting to bring everyone together. So 9s and 2s get along a lot, from what I've seen, in my opinion. So let me see. I mean, I think that's about it. I'm trying to think of any other apostates that I can think of that just kind of readily come to mind. I mentioned Telltale, John Cedars, ExJW Analyzer, ExJW Critical Thinker, Lady C, Beth, and I think that might be it. I also want to say, thinking about Beth, because I think she could be a 4, they're also about independence. 4s are very big on creative individualism and independence. It's a huge thing to them. It is one of their key values, one of their core values, or as it were. Let's see. I guess if I think of anyone else, I will get back to you. Anyways, hope everyone's having a great night. I'm actually having a surprisingly decent night out here in downtown Winston-Salem. It's very nice and low-key. I like it. And I hope everyone has a good night. Whoa. Okay, hold up. I told you I'd be back if I could remember some more people that I like. All right, Marcus Vaughn, Enneagram 8, Jay the Comedian, Enneagram 7, 7-wing 8, I think, and Fateful Slave 8, and yeah, those are 3 off the cuff that I can think of that I also like. But anyways, all right. Okay, wait a minute, just one more. Swear to God, I mean it this time. Son of Thunder. He's either a badass 8 or a 3, I think. Yeah. So anyways, forgive my terrible memory. Doing the best I can. I'm not a professional video, whatever. So yeah, kiss my ass. But anyways, yeah. All right. Have a good night. This is my last edit in. Swear to God. All right. Hope everyone has a good night. Haters, kiss my ass. But I still hope you have a good night too. Stop hating. Damn it. See? They're coming to get your hating ass. They're hating on my damn videos all the time. They are fed up. They have had enough. They are coming to bust your ass. Think about it. Alright. Peace. Holy shit, man. Vinny, 8, or Counter-phobic 6. Bridget Pfister, 8.